Today was like the first day it's actually been sunny in a long time, but it's also Valentine's Day and I have been inside most of the day. So much for that sun. But anyway, I've got 4 Reddit stories for you today. So go grab some snacks, get cozy, or do some work in the background. And please subscribe. So let's get on with the stories. Am I overreacting finding out my wife has had a secret friendship with one of my friends for years? My wife and I got married when we were 20, and we've been married for 16 years now. We were always best friends growing up, and for the first 10 years or so had absolutely no problems. About 5 years ago, we were on vacation and I said something that pissed her off, and she went back to our room. I went to go check on her a while later, and she was on the balcony and didn't hear me come in. As I walked up, I could see that she was on Snapchat, and what caught my eye is that she was talking to one of my friends, one of her friend's husband. Let's call him Eric. Eric said, "Are you okay?" And she replied, "No, but I'll be okay." I thought this was super weird, so I opened the balcony door and she turned her phone off and denied talking with Eric when I pressed her. I texted Eric and said, "Hey, were you just snapping with my wife?" He said, "No, I don't think so." She finally admitted it, but the messages deleted after being seen, so I had no proof. She said she just sent a random snap to a bunch of people and he responded. She promised to delete him from Snapchat and stop messaging guys. Fast forward 3 years ago, and this is unrelated, but she did cheat on me while drunk with one of her friends, another woman. Another of her friends knew about it, and after a month, told her to tell me or that she would. I was super confused by this news, but she was so upset and sorry, and I just hugged her and forgave her. As months went by, the fact that this was a massive betrayal started to weigh on me, and I've been noticing red flags ever since. My wife got a new phone last week. I was looking for something in a shared closet when I came across her old phone. Part of me thought, no, just leave it alone. It's probably wiped anyway, but my gut told me to look. It wasn't wiped, and we have each other's passwords, so I got in. As I'm looking through, she gets a Snapchat notification. It's from Eric. They sent about 15 messages this morning back and forth. Nothing incriminating, just how's your morning going and stuff like that. What was weird is that he wasn't on her friends list. I took a screenshot from her phone, which triggers a message, and he was like, question mark? And she said, "That's weird, I didn't mean to do that." Then I changed the messages to stay for 24 hours after viewing, and it sent a message stating the change, and again he was asking her why, and she said I didn't do that. Now Eric last texted me 5 weeks ago, but out of the blue he texted me. I think he was feeling guilty and knew something weird was up. My wife came home shortly after that, and I asked her point blank if she was snapping Eric. She acted confused, like she didn't know which Eric I was talking about, so I pulled out her old phone and opened Snapchat, and the message thread with Eric was deleted. Thankfully, I took photos of her screen with my wife and had all the messages. Long story short, she admitted that she adds him whenever she leaves for work and deletes him when she gets home. She had so many excuses. When I first asked her why she would delete him, it was because they hardly talk, so why keep him as a friend? But she has girlfriends who she hasn't snapped in 14 weeks still on there. Then she said she deletes him because she knew it would make me jealous. But she admitted that they talk every day on Snapchat and this has been going on for years. She swears that they're just friends, and that one girl was the only person she's ever cheated on me with. And she begged me not to tell Eric's wife and not blow up their life for nothing. I agreed not to tell the wife. I have not responded to my friend's text. I don't know what to do. Part of me wants to get a divorce, but I do love my wife. She's been my best and closest friend since I was 11. It feels so scary to start life over. And maybe they are just friends. We have a house and business together, but I don't feel I can trust her. Going behind my back for years feels so hurtful. How can you talk to someone every day for 5 years in secret and not develop feelings? I feel very numb. But I can admit that jealousy has been something I struggled with. I know it has made me controlling in the past. It's something I hate about myself, and I have come such a long way with. I don't feel jealous anymore, but part of me wonders if my past controlling tendencies have made my wife feel the need to hide harmless things from me to not upset me. I'm really trying to be honest with myself and look at this from all sides. Update. Wow, well I'm super grateful for all the comments. Even the ones that are hurtful, I needed to hear that. First of all, almost everyone picked up on the "I'm not going to tell the wife" comment and called me an arsehole. I deserved that. I will absolutely tell his wife. There is a big part to this story that I left out. It makes this more messy and messed up. Eric's wife is my cousin. So if there is an affair going on, which I strongly believe there is, then this will send shockwaves through our entire family. Eric's wife is my cousin by marriage. Her dad cheated on her mum, and her mum ended up marrying my uncle 12 years ago. Her dad cheating has really messed her up. A few couples in our friend group have broken up as a result of the man cheating and leaving, and Eric's wife takes this so hard. One time, we ran into the ex-husband of our close friend in public, and Eric's wife had a massive freak out. Her greatest fear is something like that, and what happened to our mum happening to her. So yeah, at first I was chicken to tell her, and felt she couldn't handle this, but someone commented how I must be super grateful for the friend who made my wife confess to me. So I owe Eric's wife the same dignity, especially because she's my cousin. I think the only thing holding me back was that I have no actual proof of an affair. I just wish they had said I love you or something inappropriate in the chat today so I could have solid proof. But there's no doubt in my mind that this is at least an emotional affair, and I believe deep in my gut that there is more going on. And it's so crazy because the four of us were best friends. We would hang out together all the time. We went on multiple vacations together. When we're together, Eric and my wife hardly talk to each other. Then on Snapchat, they talk all day. Just crazy how much of an act they were putting on. And these are two things that I've caught her in. I know there has to be more. I just wish she would be honest with me. We talked for hours today, and no, I wasn't a pushover. I lost my cool at my wife for the first time in our marriage. I told her I can never trust her again, that I want a divorce. I'm going to start telling my family and some actual friends tomorrow, so I can get a real support group around me. It's interesting to read these stories online and have an opinion, and it's one thing if you're dating in a 2-year relationship. But we've been in a relationship for over 20 years, since we were 16. Starting over feels scary, and there's no way I want to live the rest of my life with someone who disrespects me like this. I should never have forgiven her the first time she cheated, and I told her so today. Thankfully, she has stopped playing the victim and stopped making excuses. She's heartbroken but respects my decision. The ultra fun part is we have a fully paid, non-refundable, all-inclusive trip to Mexico in 2 weeks, smiley face. Do I go by myself? Bring a friend? Take me, take me. Also, the people calling me a doormat and that I like to sweep everything under the rug have absolutely hit the nail on the head. I'm a people pleaser and would rather turn a blind eye than deal with something difficult sometimes. It's a horrible quality, but I'm 100% standing up for myself here and doing what I deserve. Thanks so much for your comments. Reading them was like looking in a mirror and not liking what I saw, so I'm 100% having a meeting with my wife and telling her what I know. I'm 100% leaving my wife. Poor guy. At least he's opened his eyes and realised he was being a pushover though. That's a good thing. I'm happy with her. I'm happy for him. Maybe he can take someone else on his lovely trip to Mexico in 2 weeks. Maybe I should comment. Stan.exe wants in, guys. Stan.exe wants to come to Mexico with you. My cheating ex-wife got pregnant with her new lover, and I couldn't feel more satisfied and relieved. We got married young. The marriage broke down slowly when we had to do long distance while waiting for her visa to process, and shortly after she got here, it was revealed that she cheated on me with another guy while we were separated. And shortly after, she cheated on me again with another guy at her work. And shortly after, she left me without explanation and moved in with her new lover. 1 year later, my friend, a former landlady and old friend of my dad, told me that I got a letter for a petition for divorce from the court. The divorce proceeding was pretty simple and straightforward, and on the final proceeding with the magistrate, my ex revealed that she's pregnant. The magistrate asked why did she lie on the form, which is a little satisfaction for me because she finally got checked for her lies by someone with authority, to which she explained that it's because the child isn't mine. We've been separated for over a year, so I know that. And the magistrate was a little bit angry. I don't know if it's because of the lie, or just the burden of additional paperwork to fill. But the process ended soon after confirming that I'm now legally single, no longer married. It just so happened that during our divorce proceedings, my admission appeal was accepted and that I've been accepted by my dream university. Not Ivy League, just a large public university here in Florida. So now, I feel satisfied because my ex is stuck at home with her new kids, while I get to start my life fresh as a freshman college student. And so far, I've enjoyed my new chapter of life as I get to meet new people, studying new things, joining few student clubs, and the drama and awkwardness of dating that reminds me of high school. I also feel relieved that I don't have to be in her lover's shoes, as I do not want to deal with kids until I'm way more mature, and I wouldn't be able to go to college because I need to work overtime to cover pregnancy costs. Now, to clarify, I don't diss women who are pregnant or getting pregnant while young. In fact, I respect them. It's just the fact I know that she, my ex, was not dreaming of getting pregnant young and repeatedly said she didn't want to be a stay-at-home mum. So it's about the fact that she didn't get her own idealistic life plan. She's stuck with heavy responsibility, and I get to be free from a serial liar. Sounds like he dodged a crazy bullet of children then. Wear a condom, kids. You do not want kids. I don't think I ever want kids, man. They seem so annoying. I just want to read Reddit stories, guys. That's a lie. Police bust into my apartment. My fiance had CSAM. What does that mean? I'm Googling it now for you guys. Child sexual abuse material. Okay, remember that. Child sexual abuse material. Not bothering with a throwaway because everything feels pointless anyway. I'm freaking out. I have an okay support system, but I don't have my parents. I have a sister, 3 friends, and my fiance's family, and that's it. 5 AM, cops barge into our apartment, yank us out of bed. I'm naked, but they let us keep a blanket. They gave me a warrant, and I couldn't read it from how hard I was shaking. They gave me 23 female clothing, took my fiance of 2 years, 25 female, outside. My roommate, 33 female, and I stayed, freaking out. Eventually the cops tell me my fiance was caught in a sting, messaging who she thought was a 33-year-old dad, and instructing him on how to rape his daughter. And she sent him a real CSAM of such a young child. I wanted to throw up. Still do. She told the undercover dude she had raped a 6-year-old in a locked family park bathroom. She told me it was all talk. She only talked about it but never actually did. I don't know if I believe that, not that it matters at all. This isn't me asking if I should leave or stay. I already kicked her out. Her parents hospitalised her and I just feel like a wreck. I'm having such trouble grappling with this. It'd be easy if she treated me bad, but she never did. She was pretty much the perfect fiancé. Kind, gentle, patient, everything of the sort. But she did this. She admitted to me about the messages and everything. I'm not in any doubt about that. Again, it doesn't matter, still over, but I don't know how to pick up and move on. I was in such a horrible position when we met, and she was the only thing that helped me. She was the only reason I gave in and worked harder to improve my life. The sight of her makes me want to vomit, and there's a sick part of me that hasn't caught up and wants to be comforted by her. The cop said that's normal, that it will take a bit to mentally connect who I thought she was to who she is, but I still just feel gross, guilty, and stupid. I didn't see any red flags. I was a CSA victim, and I didn't see anything. It's cliche, but I never thought this would happen to anyone I knew or who I was close with. Never thought my fiancé was capable of that. I'm just a mess. I work from home and was able to take my stuff and stay with my sister, but she doesn't want me alone. But I just feel like the only good part of my life is gone now, and was never actually good, and it's going to stay that way, as it should. But how do I keep living my life now? Edit/update. She was officially moved from the ER to a full-time psychiatric hospital this morning. Her parents are keeping me updated. I'm still with my sister. I've not had any contact with her since anything. I don't think I should, no matter how bad that stupid part of me wants to hear her voice, or let her explain all this, and say that this was all a misunderstanding. I'm scared if I heard her out I'd believe her, because I'm such a pushover, so I'm hoping I can just avoid her and she'll go to jail. Sad face. Damn. The cops are right though, that is normal. If they were such a big part of your life, then of course you're going to want to believe them. But damn, that's bad news. I hope she finds someone new, and I hope she has a good Valentine's Day. Friend has invited whole friendship group, minus me. Context is that we were a close uni friend group who lived together in a dorm, and then all flattered in close proximity for 3 to 5 years from 2015 to 2020. Said girl was my first friend at uni, and we dormed next to each other. We became really close and spent so much time together, and remained that close until she met her partner in about 2018, and then more third wheel friendship until I left uni in 2020. Our friendship group was inseparable. There were maybe 7 of us as constants, and 12 to 13 by the end when we left. Most of the group were coupled up. I wasn't. Anyway, I moved back to my home city and she moved overseas with her partner. We have stayed in touch since, but not actually seen each other since 2020 because of that. We talk every couple of months, etc. I caught up with one of the guys recently, and he said he would see me at the wedding, and I didn't think much of it. Just assumes the invites were either coming or being sent. Anyway, just seen on social she got married on the weekend, and the whole group was there. I realised they must have known or discussed I wasn't going, as no one messaged about my travel plans or accommodation closer to the time. Some of these friends have travelled internationally. I'm so baffled and just feel like I can never do that to a person. It feels so morally wrong to not invite one person. And also, I just don't understand. Nothing happened between us. We spoke to each other 1 month ago about normal stuff. So odd. But now I have the desire to cut off the whole group. It feels like a whole sham of a friendship circle. Also for context, when I say we were close, I mean she would travel for work and stay with my family for weeks at a time when I wasn't there. Like she was considered a part of the family. I consider her a sister for such a long time. It's not that I still think we are close. I get the whole friendship has changed, but we were so close that she was family for a solid period of time. To then invite the whole friendship group from that period of time who are no longer that close is weird to me. I'm not in Delulu that life has changed, but it's still odd. Update. One of my friends replied, She was also not invited but saw the posts. She feels the same and said if she were me, she would feel strange about it, but I was closer to the bride than her, and she has actively distanced herself from the group and is not surprised. So the friend I am in the closest contact with has replied after leaving it for 24 hours, and it felt very curated. Started off with, "Aww," but then was followed with, "Sorry I didn't get around to discussing the guest list and wedding logistics, but I guess they tried to keep numbers down." I just heart reacted it and left it. I'm not going to continue the convo or explain to him that my message was really in relation to why he never raised it with me. I think in the last 48 hours, I've appreciated a lot of the friendship has really been for what I had to offer them at the time, i.e. money. I don't doubt if I hadn't raised any issues, it would have continued as whether these people come to town. It is still asked that I do things to help out. But now I do believe they will not contact me. I am still in two minds about messaging the bride to say congratulations, because aside from the blow, I do hold a special place for her. I am genuinely happy for her, and still wish her the best, but also kinda... What does Seebs mean? What? Seebs. Can't be bothered. How does that make can't be bothered? But also kinda Seebs getting into it, so maybe we'll sit on that. Also maybe kinda can't be, even be bothered. Okay, yeah. That was written meh. That one was a lot harder to read than the other ones. It kind of sucks. Friendship changed, I guess. Probably should have been more aware. I don't know. I don't have that much sympathy in this case. I just feel like a friendship fell apart. And it is also her wedding. She does get to choose. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed those stories for today. If you want to see more stories, please click on the video that will be shown at the end. I hope you have a great Valentine's Day, and see you in the next one. Please subscribe. Bye-bye.